Just when you think you know somebody. Just when you think you know just who they are. You don't. It's the story about a man with sinister thoughts. We'll call him Steve.
This is the story of a man with some sinister thoughts. To the outside world, he was normal as such, but deep down, way back hidden was some thoughts fucking stuck in his head and he couldn't rid them. Nobody knew that when he looked at them, he saw a victim, but he kept it to himself. Otherwise, he'd be in prison. He lived a normal life, working a 9 to 5, but always fantasized about bullet holes between eyes. He always thought to himself, I can pull it off as long as I play well. But one day, fate knocked on his door. Working at the register at the liquor store, a bum walked in, begging for a bottle. Said he lived in a box at the corner of First and Hollow. So we told the bum, meet me out back at 9. I'll hit you up with some rum, but this is the last time. And so the rest of the day he thought about how he would blow this bum away. Then he thought about it, a gun is too noisy. Somebody's gonna find me out and try to exploit me. So he looked around the store, trying to find a weapon. He eyeballed the box cutter, grabbed it, he kicked it, then he twiddled his thumbs as he waited for 9. Little did the bum know he was waiting to die. Then the clock struck 9. Steve grabbed the liquor, handed it to the bum and told him to drink it quicker. The bum thanked him once, then he thanked him again. Then he wobbled a couple steps and away he went. Steve followed him home through the cover of night. In his hand was the box cutter, gripping it tight. At the corner of First and Hollow, the bum sat on the curb. Steve's mind started racing, he couldn't control the urge. He attacked, started stabbing him up, ripping him up. With every single cut, the bum couldn't fight back. He was way too drunk, plus Steve was pretty sure that he killed him with the first cut. Yeah, then Steve grabbed the cadaver, threw him in his box and walked home in a sinister laughter. Sat in his bed and stared at the ceiling. His heart was racing, his mind was reeling. He couldn't believe he finally did it. All these thoughts of murder he had finally committed. Tomorrow's a new day, no more sinister thoughts. Wake up a new man, get ready for work. Then he closed his eyes, but he couldn't sleep. What if somebody had seen him? What if somebody was on the street? Fuck it, nobody saw me, I'ma be fine. Steve wasn't ready for his paranoid mind. The whole next day, Steve could barely breathe. Sat and stared out the window at the wind in the trees. Never answered the phone, never answered the door. Couldn't take his eyes off the box cutter laying on the floor. He didn't sleep that night either. When he tried to close his eyes, he only saw the bum bleeding. That next morning, he had to go to work. So he buttoned up his pants, he buttoned up his shirt, hopped in his car, drove down the street, freaked the fuck out every time he saw police. That whole next day, he couldn't concentrate. He committed murder, he couldn't contemplate the ramifications of his sinister hatred. Wasn't prepared for the facts or how to face it. The clock struck 9, Steve left and locked the door. Decided to take a walk before he headed to his home. Took a stroll down 3rd and Franklin. Heard someone behind him, his heart started racing. Must be the cops, they're about to arrest me. Only if they can catch me. But before he could run, somebody tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Excuse me son, I'm new to the area, I really need directions. Could you please help me out? I'm not familiar with this intersection." Before Steve could speak, the man pulled out a knife and cut him cheek to cheek. Steve crumpled to the ground in a bloody disaster. The man walked home with a sinister laughter. Steve was as sick as they come. The only problem, he wasn't the only one.